Well, hello there once again and welcome to the FIVB World Tour, where we are at the semi-final time in Mexico. Well, 2019 was a year of fine memories. The World Championships in Hamburg, Major Series in Vienna, the World Tour Finals in Rome. But we are here now starting the 2019-2020 season in Chetumal, the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico. We're here to create a few more memories, that's for sure. Louis Let with you here for the final four-star event of the year. It's been a great year. Next year is all about the Olympic Games, but first, it's time for the second ladies semi-final here from Mexico. Between a Brazilian team that is so experienced, Talita, a three-time Olympian, and the most experienced player to ever play the game, 177 competitions. Playing with Taiana. They're on great form, the Brazilians. Made a Final Four in Moscow back in August, but they're here against China, and China are in fine form as well. Chinese pairing who've battled their way through Wang, X.Y.Xia from China, are playing in their first Final Four since the Sydney 3 start, all the way back at the beginning of 2019. A quick name check for the referees. Carlos Rivera Rodriguez will be on the stand. And a proud moment for the second referee. On home, San Marina Hernandez gets a loud cheer. Proud day for her. Well, Brazil are a proud volleyballing nation. 4 or 5 teams right at the forefront of this sport. Competition is fierce, and as you can hear, a double World Under-21 World Champion, most improved player in 2010, FIVB Sportsperson in 2013, won Under-21 Championship with Carol Solberg, won with Juliana. Taiana D'Souza Lima, the 35-year-old, is on the show court, playing with one of the best players to frankly play this sport, Talita Antunes, a 3-time Olympian, FIVB best blocker in 2013, Team of the Year in 2013 and 15, one with Larissa Franco and one with Taiana in their first phase together. China are improving fast as a team here. Wang, X.Y.Xia have been playing together since 2018, their 27th tournament together. Wang makes her way onto the show court. Fan is playing in her 13th World Tour Final Four. No gold as of yet. Today could be a historic day. Playing with X.Y.Xia, her 13th World Tour Final. 4 with 3 golds and 5 silver. Wang played in the Olympic Games with Yeonju in 2016. They took a 9th. They took a 17th earlier on in the year in Hamburg at the World Championships, China. Loving the atmosphere here in Mexico. It certainly has brought its own ambience, playing under the lights every evening. The fans are showing up, hundreds of thousands. China to get us underway. Quick and great. Wang with great feet across the net. Strong right hand facing back in to the court. Serve into the net from X.Y.Xia. One gold in 2 Asian Tour events last year. But for Brazil, there's no Anna, Patricia and Rebecca here this week. No Agatha Duda. Wang just works it back to the line. Good feed inside the ball, wrist away to the sideline. Chinese athlete. But for Brazil, it's a tough time for them because the federation have already made the call on which teams will represent their country at Tokyo 2020. Maria Antonetti, Carol Solberg finishing their partnership, very good friends. Oh, trying to run the ball as early as possible. It's a debatable look at the net from Taiana. He feels that she was innocent. And as the game progresses, the rules change quite frequently. You're allowed to set that first ball as long as it's clean out of the hands. And Taiana certainly thinking that it was from the inside, hand setting wide to Talita. Serving and blocking so far from China. Too strong for Brazilians. Brazil won the previous matchup between these two pairings back in Vienna in August. Vienna, one of the flagships events on the FIVB World Tour. Straight passing from Talita. Big angles. X.Y.Xia. Platform slightly moving, the ball deflects into the crowd. Smuggle through. Taiana this time, facing the line, just works it back to the angle. Excellent work in a season that's had a bit of everything. Anna, Patricia and Rebecca, top of the Olympic rankings almost the whole way through the year after winning in The Hague, the 4-star event back in January, just past New Year. 16 events, they're still top of the Olympic rankings. Pavan and Melissa have already qualified for the Olympics from Canada because they're the world champions. High to the angle, just wide of the mark from Taiana. Slightly underneath the ball, the body's working backwards. And the winner of this game will play against the Australian pairing of Maria Feil-Tecchio and Talita Clancy, who just really did battle their way through the semi-final against the 2018 European champions, man, the Mepelinka Kaiser. What a game that was. If this one is anything like that previous game, we are in for an absolute treat. Recovery set, a great long touch of the transition set to try and put Wang into the slot, but the ball is wrong and very long demarcation. Passing and system, very straight, very tentative setting due to the ball being slightly tight in the pass, but falling away. Talita to the sack. When you put this in perspective, if Brazil was still opening their borders for Olympic qualification, Talita and Taiana Lima would just be outside the top 16 in the world, but currently they're the 5th ranked Brazilian team out there, more points for them. That just shows how competitive this market is if you're a Brazilian player. Agatha Duda currently 4th in the Olympic rankings. And Patricia Rebecca at the top. Barbara and Fernanda just outside, who just folded in the previous round of this competition. Maria Antonetti and Carol currently between 6th and 5th in this ranking, and they're not going either. So Brazil theoretically could have 3 or 4 teams going to the Olympic Games if it wasn't capped on 2 entries per country. Quick wipe in the face for Taiana. men's semi-finals coming up after this one hit. Great passing from Talita. Because she passes on an angle, it opens up more angles spiking for her. Takes away as much leg work as it possibly can from the right side. That's only going angle, but it doesn't matter. Then you see her just goes wrist away. The approach line was very diagonal from her. There's no line, but she can just draw it back to the center. Agile and dynamic. Happy days. Then you see it. China, the current Olympic champions in indoor volleyball. Turn back to Lima. 21 in the world rankings. China is sat at 12 in this Olympic rankings. Everybody's looking over their shoulders at this time. If you're around that cutoff area, top 15, go to the Olympic Games, serving to the inside, shank pass to the right from Decisive. This is another really positive result. Tina Graudina, Anastasia Kravchenko just behind them, but they've already qualified due to their performance in China at the Olympic qualification competition just back 2 months ago, where 2 wildcards, well not wildcards, teams have to earn their place to be there, but 2 spots were given away in just one competition. Lily and Elsa from Spain, the other team that took that spot. In system hit. Great blocking! And Wang just makes a dive into the angle of Talita. Maybe just a key point in the context of this one. Strong left hand from Blocker, serving short, trying to affect the approach of the experienced player. When looking at the victory list of World Tour history, Talita Anjanez is currently 5th. Taiana, though, with the ace. Once again, working off the body. Anything short of China would just upset their rhythm. They're a tall side, this Chinese outfit. Then you see it. Just 22 years old, 6 foot tall, 6'2", Fan One. Serve this time long at the mark. But when you're looking at the victory list here, Larissa Franca with 62 wins on the World Tour. Kerry Walsh-Jennings, 56 wins, and that's the trade-off point, because Kerry Walsh-Jennings has 3 Olympic gold medals to her name. Larissa Franca doesn't, but in World Tour history, she is the most decorated player with those 62 wins. Kerry Walsh-Jennings might just get there too with her longevity. Side-out play from Brazil, but shoulders on that list with teammate trainer Juliana as well. Technical timeouts coming around. There's not much between the 2 teams. 11-10. Talita from the left-hand side just goes hammering through the body. Crowd loving it here. Absolutely. Taiana, Talita came through Norway. Czech Republic, Carla Borga, Julia Suda as well. That's a great scab, 16-14 in the third. Borga Suda winning a 3-star event in Quinchao just last week. Kelly Gleis and Sarah Sponsor, who've been around the top 4 quite often in 4-star events this year. Great performance from them for China. They've lost 1 game to Clyde and Sponsor from the USA in the pool stages, but then they won against 2 Canadian teams, Denise Marcellet and Julie Gordon, who made their first main draw this week from Canada. Bansley and Wilkerson, who won this event last year, beat them in the second round. Quarterfinals against Japan in 3, 16-14 in an absolutely epic encounter. We're looking to get underway again for China. 5th last week in China, 5th in Rome as well. Setting is really, really wide of the mark, oversetting. That's a free gift for Brazil, and when you're playing a Brazilian team, you just cannot give them anything for nothing. Talita again, one of the best of all time. Will go down in the history books for sure. On the Legends board. Now from the right side, crowd screaming her name. Dummy 2-ball from Taiana. Just sucks the blocker in. Breaking super early. X.Y.Xia decides to just take on the retreating blocker from Brazil. Just betting on the fact that she can play quick enough before Taiana can get back and be stationary. That's pretty much what happened. Can you see it? Talita. This time, just chops the ball back. China playing transition. Ah, the under knuckle scoop from Taiana. What even was that? And then on the angle. And Wang once again. Putting the ball up. China score. 7 to the inside, 2-ball Taiana. When we're looking at how to play the game, if the pass is on an angle, the ball can get across the spike and they can speed the offense up and make it difficult for the Chinese blocker. The size of Wang in the block, that's good offense for Brazil. Cheers all round. You see it from the left side, off the hands. And that's the size thing. Talita always trying to press up into the airspace of the spike. Trying to stay high here and try and go over the block. They will find success. It's a completely different game than the previous semi-final that was about width and running the 2-ball. Turning. But Brazil are just proving to be consistent. But that's Brazil in a nutshell, isn't it? Ball control, consistency, lack of errors. China with some physicality on the left side. X.Y.Xia again, just crushing the ball through the seam and through the heart of the Brazilian court. High elbow, it's a good arm from the Chinese athlete. Super far back with the elbow, that opens up many angles for it. Aces as well. The powerful work from China, playing dividends here. And even serving is slightly about height, because the higher you can pop up in the serve, the flatter angles you can serve and make it more difficult for the reception of the opposition. That's why the ball's just dropping short. Brazil don't know quite what to do with it here. Scurrying around in defense. Massive moments in transition for Brazil. The block in or out. The line judge says, ow, flag rises up. No Laura Ludwig this week here in Chetumal after winning with Maggie Kojin. More was the World Tour Finals that we will just remember for a very long time. Taking a break, but they're back in training and they've confirmed that Morphos will take on the head coach's role of that team moving forward. There's also no really any of the top 4 teams. Randy and Mansley currently 6th on the Olympic rankings. They were certainly hit. Walsh, Jennings and Brooks Sweat top 5 as well this week. Quarterfinal place for them after winning in China earlier on in the year in the 4-star event in Xinjiang. Timeout from Brazil because China are a physical outfit. They're doing a fine job out there. Some great blocks. Also some smart block defense as well from China. X.Y.Xia. Wang looking to make their first final of the season. As a pairing, they've never won on the FIVB World Tour 3 times. Bridesmaids with a silver medal.
Capital del mundo del beach volley. Sensacional, muchas gracias, aplausos de nuevo para ustedes.
Still 10 events for these teams moving forward to qualify for the biggest show on earth, the Olympic Games. Ace from the right side. The consistency starting to fall apart for Brazil. Wang has just delivered another crushing blow. Serving, float serve this time. Taiana steps inside, trying to get the ball across her into a hitting window, diving back to the line. It's a fantastic read from the blocker. So tight, the overset. Wasn't what Taiana wanted out of that play, but she will take the outcome all day long. China breaking up. Talita with the set. Taiana trying to chase on and off the leg of Wang. Lifeline for Brazil. Needing to push it. Snap to the line. How physical has Wang been out there this evening so far? We've not seen her access the line that often, but when her approach line is a bit straighter on the net, she can access it slightly easier as the ball travels across her into the hitting window directly above the right, or the strongest shoulder of the spine. Out of system, the block from X.Y.Xia. She's been tremendous up there for the jumbo knock. Oh, count that one, Brazil. Back to 2. And it's business time. Brazil start to grow once more. Most experienced teams on the tournament. 178 for Talita. "37 years old, 34 wins. Some career. China stayed cool, calm and collective when they needed the most, running it slightly wider. X.Y.Xia and Wang are improving drastically through this season. Now, Wang serving for the open. Finding the target, trying to get the ball into an aggressive area, Brazil. Passing straight, that close to the net, keeps the game in front of the spiker, opens up the 2-ball, but it also makes it easier for the spiker because the game's in front of them, so they have increased vision and increased timing and rhythm. Second set point. Huge moments in this opener. Tight setting, and look who's there! The legend that's Talita makes a break at the key time with a monster block. Tight setting from China. That's pressure. That's all about Talita. Set point number 3. Fine serving from Talita once more to bring the ball in short. Tiana's there. This is really game. Bringing it back to even. The knuckle. Short line. 3 in a row for Brazil. They have such longevity in this game, but they have so much class. The experience paying dividends at clutch time. To overtime. too clear. Much better save. I think you see in much more control of the game when the set's off the net, only by a meter or so, but just takes the blocker out of the game a little bit more, and she's dictating the angles and the play that goes around it. Set point 4 though for China. Talita serve to the inside to make it difficult to access the cross-court swing, but she has phenomenal footwork. The crowd are on their feet, and they are really pushing Brazil to the finish line here. Doing it the hard way though. Diving into the line fan one. Seam ripped from Talita. China have to take one of these opportunities. First big chance this for Brazil to make a transition play. Who's and ours in the crowd? What a scoop! Taiana! Rolling around to the right-hand side. Blocks one from nowhere. And Brazil have just turned this one around. Talita with the knuckle deep, but that's all about Taiana. Reading the game on the backcourt. Seeing the body line turn. Making adaptations around it. China needs the timeout. 4 set points. Not taken. Unreal. That read on the backcourt from Taiana. She saw it so early in the body language. X.Y.Xia. And the initiative is completely turned to Brazil. Serving to the line. The block this time from Talita. Wide of the mark. Taiana is looking to the other line judge, looking for the reaction. They then look to the second referee. All the referees checking the ball mark here. In or out. So close. It doesn't come much closer than this. If any of the ball mark is on the line, the ball will be called in. Brazil win the set. Ball mark is the wrong side of the baseline. It's been given. Brazil have come from 4 set points down. Smash and grab. Everyone here has to get their breath back. What an opener. The crowd are loving. Clappers are out. They're on their feet. Because Talita, 177 competitions, not out, delivering the goods. Taiana, World Under 21 champion twice. All the way back. 2002 and 2004, but it doesn't matter. This sport takes a long time to learn. Players, as we know, can play well into their 40s. Slightly different to the indoor game. Playing on the sand, slightly softer, better for the joints. Crash swing, trying to get underway. Chetumal has a population of 150,000 people. It feels like they're all here with us at this moment in time. The atmosphere has been absolutely awesome this evening. Love their volleyball from the inside. Forceful swing. Either showing a bit of angle and then just working off the hands. Olympic. Bid number 4 for Talita. Someone with the serve. Going to chase into block here. It's going to be a difficult task for her just to charge it. Serving across. The 2 ball will be open, but the pass is slightly off the net. Long touch from Talita in the set, but just over-rotating with the body offensively. Taiana just couldn't quite get her feet stuck inside the ball. Knuckle line is a good one. Long serve. Both teams just battling against each other. Early on here, set number 2 of the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Tour. Service pressure on Taiana. It's like deja vu. It's a hurried start from China. Service pressure from great heights. We're saying even if float serve has to be from a high area. Flat and fast. That quick serving makes for a quick touch. Pressure's on Taiana. She passes really tight, really quick off the arms. Overhand defense from the right side in transition. Whip to the line, wrist away. Transition setting is tight, it has to be aggressive, but it's slightly too tight. Another one for China. What an opening phase to set number 2. Brazil have had the complete run of the mill in this competition in the previous years. Wins for Shelder, Adriana, Acapulco, Azarito, 99, 2000. Juliana won this competition with Larissa in 2005. Agatha and Barbara won the World Championship in 2015. They won in Porto Vallarta in 2014. Laura Ludwig and Kira Volkanos won the World Championships in 2017. Won in Porto Vallarta. The next year as well, 2017, and Heather Bansley, Brandy Wilkinson won in Chetumal, the 3-star last year. Brooke Sweat, Carrie Walsh took a 3rd, Caitlin Ledoux, Gina Morango took a silver medal, but this is Brazil looking to win their 5th World Tour gold. Just the 8th time of them hosting in history. Passing in system here from the left side, 2-point game. Taiana just plucks it. Sitting so still on that sharp angle. From the right side, rolling back the line. That's the soft swing because the approach line is so much on a diagonal. Hooking back with the left hand. Post hugging from Taiana. Quick chat to the referee, wiping the sunglasses. Temperature's still very warm here. Summertime. Float serve again, buying time to get in here. China. Time's good as well, jumping back into the soft swing to the line. This time the approach line is straighter. The ball's just nurdled through the hands. Bump step from the inside. China needing a side out, but Brazil, just like we saw in the opener, don't mind going a few behind. From the center, you see it. Everything turning in the air to the line, diving into that area to lead it. Looking like she might have just done this before a few times. Second semi-final on the women's side of the draw. Men's coming our way after this one. Looking angle, hammer angle, sharp and gnarly. 2-point game, opens up again as the teams change ends. Men's competition. USA have 2 teams looking to win their first 4-star event since Fort Lauderdale back in 2018. That was Nick Lucena, Phil Dalhouser. It's been a long time since they've won at this level. It's tough for the USA. Europe certainly dominating men's volleyball at the moment. Russia and Norway, the two to really look at what it's all about. Taiana, the crowd are on their feet, clapping hard. Bump setting once again, slow plays, but look at the underhanded knuckle, turning the ball from left to right. Super difficult way to play the game. No wonder China have no idea where that one is going, because it's just wizardry. '13 world champions Brown Musen go against Trevor Crabb and Tri Bourne. It's our last game of the evening here in Chetumal, but before that, Jake Gibb, 3-time Olympian, Taylor Crabb, one of the poster boys of the AVP. Up next down here, looking for their first medal together, a couple of 4th places on the World Tour, but this will be a big night for them. But first, they have to play the fast improving Sven Winter and Alexander Volkenhorst. Volkenhorst has spent a lot of time out this year after an injury. Wider bump set this time. Taiana snaps it back on the angle, drifting it across the hitting window. This time China, again, decide to go high over the block, and that's something that's really working for them. Siding out here, but if we learn something really valuable from the opener, X.Y.Xia again showing the cross-court angle with her upper body. Really good work from her to be able to stay high and work back to the line. But if there's something we have learned, it's that we all just don't know when they're beaten, but we've known that for a long time on this World Tour. So with the outside hand of Talita, diving in, chopping back to the angle. The right side once again showing the angle, this time waiting in that body line. Taiana, really big chance to bring it back to 1. We go to the technical timeout, and once again there's just nothing between the two teams. First set went into overtime. China the more physical and the more aggressive, but Brazil are ball players that have control, the ability to just move the ball around. Again, it's that knuckle that works away from the body that's really effective. So much experience in that one team. The thing that China hasn't played in the Olympic Games is a scary thought, but that just shows the depth in Brazilian beach volleyballing history. China slightly more subdued in their body language at the halfway stage of this second set. An underhand knuckle, super gnarly. from the center. What we have to appreciate here from X.Y.Xia is she's facing the cross court, so she parks the whole defense on that avenue before working it back to line. It's just a sharp knuckle, really, but it doesn't really matter because what she's showing the defense is that she's playing through that cross court area of the court. Service good. To the floor, Taiana. Race against time for the Brazilian. Great recovery to be floored by the serve, then get herself up to then just churn it back to the line. China thought potentially they had that one in the locker. More knuckles. Unbelievable from X.Y.Xia. Almost like a role reversal of the play that we previously saw. Sells the angle with the upper body before just using the knuckle back to the line. Trying to out of system play. Talita, standing roll shot. What a chase that is. China have to put this point to bed, but the setting is off the net, and that really gives Brazil a chance. And then they deliver. Persistence through the point. Talita, full stretch, burners on. Chasing over the wrong side of the sideline, but that's set off the net from Wang. The kryptonite for China, and it brings Brazil back into the rally. Difference between a 3-point game and a 1-point game is huge. Back to 2, chopping back on the angle, this time facing line, and the wrist goes away to the sideline. Clutchy swing from Taiana. Bit more width, hammering through the body line, but at the same time, throw bust rip of the arm. Place in the final, awaiting the team that's prosperous here. Fast plays for China when potentially a slower set's what's needed. You can see exactly what the game plan is here for Brazil. Keep it on the left side. The struggles in the setting for Wang, and that's just what happens. Still young. Both of these players, 25 and 22. The future is so bright for China. You have Xu Ting playing in the indoor program, has been the world's highest paid player in volleyball. Off the body. Again, facing one way, being able to hammer through the other. Need a real good open, smooth arm swing to the line. Overhand defense, chance for China. 2-point lead would be huge here, but Talita scurrying. High knuckle to the line. How many times have we seen China just trying to use their height advantage and plant the ball over the top of the block? So many. Clear tactic, stay high over the top of Talita, and it works when you have a height advantage. Through from Talita. It's time from the left. China off the body, so good. X.Y.Xia again, just holding the center of the court with her approach line and then letting the wrist go away and do the work. Center of the court, that parks Taiana more central in her defensive position, but the wrist works away from the defender. 2 points the difference here, but if you're watching for some time, this is exactly the same position We're in set number 1. Taiana from the center. Block! Wang diving into the angle. It's exactly where Taiana Lima was facing. Makes moves into that zone. It's enough to affect the Brazilian right side, and because of that, Brazil need a timeout. It's a good timeout, and probably the best time for Brazil here, because if they've learned something from the opener, is that they can be 3 points down at this stage of the game, because that's when Brazil get going. Will China force this one to a third, a tie break to 15? It looks as if they might, but the opening set was exactly the same story. It was Brazil that performed the smash and grab in overtime. That block though from Wang, money-making material. The crowd is still glued here. The men coming up next. Jake Gibb, Taylor Crabb, up against Alexander Volkenhorst and Sven Winter. What's been their performance of the season here? After Mirka Gerson and then Heydrich from Switzerland won last week in China. Back to the action here. Selling that powerful attack, Taiana, and then taking speed out, chipping and chiseling away over the top of the block. Fascinating moments. Facing the line, chops it back angle. From the right side, China needing to side out, finds a line, 3-point game again. Wang again just approaching on the diagonal, staying super high. And that's been China's real strong point, is they have the height advantage. They've been able to go over the top of Brazil many occasions. Surely China are in the driving seat here. Taiana from the right side, wider play, but just sitting more centrally playing defense. X.Y.Xia, what a scoop. Taiana shuffles underneath the ball, gets her shoulders forward, then off the hands. China are going off the hands with ease, but Brazil once again just don't know when they're beaten. In transition, third opportunity. Taiana rolls it back on the sharp angle. Game on. Two or three outrageous plays from Brazil, turning it back to the angle while facing the line, Taiana. Maybe that's the lifeline that Brazil needs. Will Lightning strike twice here in Mexico? Ace from Talita. And from nowhere, just as we saw in the opening set, Brazil are making their way back at the most crucial time. Short serving again from the right side. This time, sharp angle play. Set points for the Chinese pairing, but they had 4 in the opening set. They couldn't take it. This is their 5th set point of this match. They need to take one sooner or later. Taiana to the inside. Goes back to the angle. That's unreal from Taiana because she passes on such an angle. She had to drive her feet back through the ball to stay high and keep her options open. Just there, you can see her really burning to get her feet inside the ball before working it back to the sideline. Set point number 6 in this game, second of this set for China. Short serving, doing the job again, but the short knuckle over the top. of the block has worked all evening long. We go to 3 for the second consecutive semi-final here from the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Tour 4-star event. What a game. And if the opening semi-final wasn't enough with Talita Clancy and Maria Faye Artaccio winning in 3, we go again. Mexico just absolutely thriving off their beach volleyball here this week. Race to 15, teams changing ends every 5 points. It's business time. Kids loving it as well. China, who are using their height advantage to go over Talita, and then serving strongly as well. In every set, Brazil have been slow off the mark. Taiana again served to the inside. Back to the line this time. She's playing that ball really nicely when she passes on such an angle. It's difficult for the right sider because the more they pass on an angle, the more they have to work their feet back inside the ball. Feet are inside the ball, they have multiple angles available to spike from. X.Y.Xia. Very cool and calm throughout. Much straighter passing, that's going to make it easier. Taiana, but we didn't say she would score, it's China. Absolutely flying out here. Taiana goes with that trusted short knuckle to the line. Her eyes are glued to the ball, but X.Y.Xia delivers the goods in transition. Scoring so difficult, both Chinese players over 6 feet tall, so chasing down the shots, not easy. Brazil now are on the ropes. More work defensively, touch off the hands and the blocks, the ball has to come over. High knuckle along the line, judge's flag. Straight up. Errors from Brazil. Costing them dearly. A strange match that hasn't really got going in each set until the very end. It's been China that very caution to the wind and get stuck in straight away, but Brazil, as soon as they feel like they're in a position to lose the game, really come alive. Taiana, once again facing the line, good footwork from her to then drive the ball back cross court. Trying to approach as straight as possible to show the line to the defensive team, to then chop it back or go high over the top. Talita. Taiana with the defense. It's good serving from Brazil, but defensively it's about how many balls you can convert once you've made the touch. That time just left lacking from Brazil, although China full force at this moment in time. A win would put them in the final. against the Australians, Talita Clancy and Maria Faye Tache, which would be a fascinating contest as China are so tall and Australia love running the ball and using all 8 meters of the nets to attack. Steep. It's under pressure here that we're going to see how much this Chinese pair have matured throughout the season. Haven't podiumed since the 3-star back in Sydney. Once again facing the line and hooking it back on the sharp angle. Taiana keeps her nerve. This benching celebrations turns to the crowd to get a little bit of luck. The way that she's played this evening is crushing through the body line. It's also hitting softly around the body line off-speed plays. Very difficult to play against Talita. Serving short, the 2 balls coming. We all saw it. It's too late for Brazil. Great decision from China. Talita's having to serve and chase in to try and make the block. Still very humid out here. 2 ball this time from Brazil, but the eyes through the net. Outrageous from Wang. The blocker has to be watching the passer, but also on the side of their eyes, peripheral vision, look for the body language of the spiker and then dive into the area should they see them attacking. Unreal from China, this. Some great moves in the crowd. It's almost like a competition here. Mexicans love their music. Loving the atmosphere here. We're underway. This is crunch time. China have had it all their own way, but once again trying to do magical work with the knuckle, changing lines and directions at the last minute. Taiana, but she falters. This is such a big opportunity for this Chinese team to make their 4th final. This plunge through from Brazil. Not the best or cleanest play that we will see this week, but it doesn't really matter. Huge deflection off the net back. Passing in good zones here. They're showing no signs of pressure. The passing would be the first thing that may just go under the pressure of these situations. They've had to dig their heels in, China. Remember, 4 set points in the opener. Arm swing's good from Wang. It means that she can go to the line if she wants to, or she can work back angle as well. Chinese team won in the Continental Cup back in Zhongwei back in August, but also won on the Continental Tour in Thailand this year in April. But on the World Tour, it's been taking some time for them. Continental wins as well for Wang, but they're looking for their first gold medal. And huge for them, wouldn't it? 3-star in Xiamen, they took a second back in 2017 in April. Lucerne 3-star, Nanjing as well. Second seems to be their medal, but they're growing again. Could this be their competition, China? They're giving themselves every chance possible. No matter. It's the gold medal game. Taiana to the inside, trying to take away her angles, diving into the cross courts. It's a monster block. It's another one from Wang, who's been nothing short of outstanding. Body line spacing angle, tries to hammer through the body, Taiana, to no avail. Service pressure. China have served really well at times. Approach line to the angle, chops it back line. Again, under the palm, over the top of the block. Still some in this game. Four points the difference though. Touch of the block. Let's keep a close eye on the first referee. No touch given. Back to 3. How many times have we seen this? Just 3 sets, but in both sets, China have had a firm lead, and then as they start to see the finish line, it gets so much closer. Bump setting really tied up to the sideline. Wang tries to work wrist away, but loses all her height as the ball just drops inside. China desperate for a side out here. Setting is off the net, but slightly out of rhythm swing, but China find a way to stay physical. They've just been too big at the net here for Brazil at times. Decide to stay high, stay over the top of the block, but they've hit themselves out of trouble as well, out of system numerous occasions. China from the inside. Goes back to the angle. Taiana once more goes back to the crowd. This team took a second in Moscow earlier on in the year, a 4th in Vienna. Also, he got knocked down in the country quota in Rome. Just, again, another bit of proof how strong volleyball is in Brazil. But there's one that goes the wrong side of the baseline for China. Wang and X.Y.Xia can see the finish line. It starts to get nervy. The touch starts to get tentative for China. But they hit themselves out of drama once more. They're out of rhythm. Brazil decide to break the block, play 2 in defense. China have 3 set points. X.Y.Xia to serve. It's a huge result for China, looking for their first gold medal as a pairing. There's the dig. It's a massive chance in transition. Can China put this game to bed? Yes, they can. They seal the deal in 3. China go through to the gold medal match where they will meet Australia tomorrow. Impressive throughout, physical at the net and good out of system. China are growing as a pair. The start of the 2019-2020 season for Wang and X.Y.Xia. They will be playing for their first FIVB World Tour gold medal as a pairing, having taken 3 silvers previously. This is how the game finished. Facing the line, working away from the body. X.Y.Xia wrist away for a place in the gold medal match. What a performance from them. They will be playing against a very impressive Talita Clancy and Maria Faye Artache for gold tomorrow. Unfortunately, for Brazil. They will be playing for bronze after taking a silver in Moscow at the 4-star event earlier on in the year, and a 4th in Vienna. They'll be back in that bronze medal match. And for Talita, who's the most experienced player in World Tour history, she'll have to wait for victory number 35. We're just waiting to hear from our winners if there'll be a courtside interview. We're just about to find out. Luis Torres down there leading the in-house presentation team. They're a strong side, China, aren't they? Very tall, very effective at the net, very good going over the opposing team. Men's semi-finalists just warming up in what should be a fascinating encounter, but it looks like we are ready to go down. And here, Wang
from China. Okay. Congratulations, you just won the semi-final. What an amazing game. Tomorrow, final game against Australia. How are you?
I feel it's amazing and gracias.
That's it. No hace falta traducción. Está felicísima la jugadora china. Se siente formidable y encima dice gracias. Pero ustedes no se van, Chetumal. Mira lo que tenemos ahí. Tenemos un dron. ¡Hola! ¡Esa mano bien arriba! ¡Saludando!
We're very happy. China, they're going through to play for gold tomorrow against Australia. It's going to be worth a watch, that one, that's for sure. Two teams who play completely different styles, go head-to-head. Brazil will be playing the Netherlands for bronze. Our women's finalists have been confirmed here in Chetumal, and what an evening it's been of action as we have a look at some highlights from a game we will not forget in too much of a hurry. Joy for China. There's a confirmation of the score. They win it here in 3 to go through to the final tomorrow. The gold medal match against Australia. That's all we've got time for here for the time being, but the men's is coming up next. You want to stay with us, but from myself, Louis Lett, and the team, it's goodbye from Chetumal just for the time being, though. We'll see you again very soon.